I'll copy the IP of the board and go to the browser, and then I press it. As you can see, we are being presented with the UI dashboard. So basically the username and the password will be admin. And as you can see, this is the dashboard that we configured. You will need the Mongoose Wizard, which will generate the code for us. So search for Mongoose Wizard on Google and go to the first link. With this code generator, you can actually configure almost all the communication protocols used in Internet of Things. So if you go here to settings, you can actually enable the MQTT client. For this video, I won't use it, so I will disable it. Also, I can enable the Mongoose TCP server, Modbus TCP server. I will disable it. Also, I will disable the SMTP client because I don't need it. And now here is the astonishing part. If you go to the Web UI builder, basically this is the user interface that you will generate. So I can actually remove some of these widgets. If you just need to click on the widget and then press X. Also, let's say I don't want to see the firmware version, so I'll press X. Also, I will remove the speed as well because I don't need it. I'll press X. And also, let's say I want to remove the LED tree, as well as the corresponding toggle button. And that's basically it. Now I have to go to code. The way the user interface will be stored in the memory will be via a simple buffer, which will hold the bytes. So I will choose, you have to choose ESP32 over here, and also the ESP-IDF. And basically it's the whole project. You don't need to change anything. You only need to add the Wi-Fi credentials to connect to the access point. And the way the user interface communicates with the low-level firmware is via glue functions. And the glue function can be found in main and mongoose glue.c. And here we'll basically toggle an LED for now because I just wanted to introduce you to this framework. So here we will find the glue set LED over here. So we will add the GPIO functionality to change that LED. For this project, I'll be simply using a normal ESP32, but it can work with any other microcontroller, TI, STM32, Raspberry Pi, and so on. Now you will need to download the project, so go to zip, and I'll say, let's say, generated code ESP, and I'll click save. Then I'll go to its path. I'll have to extract it, obviously. So press extract, generated code ESP, I don't know, code. Again, now you have to open it with VS Code. You need to have the ESP-IDF framework installed. So I won't show that because it is quite simple to configure this. Now I'll open with VS Code. And that's basically it. I will connect my board to the computer. Now you have to go to main.c and you have to provide the Wi-Fi SSID and password. I will actually save them into a header file. So yeah, the best way of doing this is via the kconfig file, but I just want to go very straightforward in this video. So I'll go to Wi-Fi pass.h and I'll add these credentials. Obviously I have to change them. Then I will need to include mongoose.h and mongoose imp.c. Because in this file there will be the set of the functionalities that we will need, for instance the HTTP handler and all the other functions that we don't need for this project. So basically I will remove this, run mongoose, I will initialize the Wi-Fi, and here I simply configure the basic stuff. So I write mg http listen, and the HTTP handle that we will need will be stored in the implementation file. So we'll search for HTTP. Yeah, this is the function that we're looking for. So I'll copy it like this. and then I will need to poll for the events. I've already explained how Mongoose works, so just look for the previous videos that I have posted on my YouTube page. ngr poll 1000. And let me show you the buffer that will contain the user interface stored in byte format. So if you go to mongoosefs.c, this is literally the whole content of the user interface. Is quite big, I know. And the advantage of Mongoose is that you can send this file basically in one go. You don't need to split up in more parts like the lib we will do. So that's basically it. I will set the COM port, COM16, and I'll flash the program. And I'm getting an error because I didn't include the header file, my bad. I'll flash it again. And basically the HTTP event handler, which can be found inside the mongoose implementation.c, will basically take care of all the requests and the events related to the communication between the client and the server. So I'll press here UART, and oh, I have to set the target, yeah, to ESP32 ESPW rover. Okay, it's been flashed. It will connect to the access point, and I'll copy the IP of the board and go to the browser, and then I press it. As you can see, we are being presented with the UI dashboard. So basically the username and the password will be admin, and as you can see, this is the dashboard that we configured. If you're interested in learning more about embedded systems, I have a free school community. You can join here and ask your questions related to this field. Also, I'll be hosting free webinars relating to interesting concepts in this domain. So you'll see the link in the description. Now, let me show you how you will basically control the LED from this dashboard. So basically, whenever we change something on the dashboard, we will send a request to the server, which is on the ESP side, and a function will be called. So let me show the function that will be called whenever we toggle the LED. So you can find it in mongoose-glue.c. You can find in over here in set LEDs. So basically the user LED will be on GPIO 2 in my case. So I'll say GPIO set level, the GPIO number 2, and the data and the LED 0. So basically the struct LEDs will store 3 Boolean values for 3 LEDs, and we will be using only one LED in our case. And now you'll basically need to add the driver for the GPIO. So I'll say include GPIO.h, and you need to enable the GPIO number 2. So I'll say GPIO set direction GPIO number 2 over here, and that's basically it. And I'm getting an error. Actually, I have to add the driver GPIO above the Mongoose Glue. Yeah, like no, actually, I will need to include it in mongoose glue.h. So I go to glue.h and I'll add it over here, such that both main.c and glue.c will include the driver to GPIO. And actually, we have an error here. We have to change it to LED1. My bad. Okay, it's been flashed. I will close this dashboard and I'll input the address again. Oh, actually not this one. This is the IP address. So I'll input it over here. I will authenticate. I'll sign in, and let me show you the LED that will be toggling. So basically, if I press LED 1 on, it will be on. If I press 0, it will be 0. If I press 1, it's 1, and then 0, and so on. That's it for today's video. If you want to see more videos related to this, for instance, if you want to change the humidity that's over here, or output the temperature, in real time, I can make a video upon request. So I'll see you later.